If you're over 60 and take a daily blood pressure pill like Amlodipine, Losartan, or Lisinopril, here's what most doctors never have time to tell you in a 7-minute appointment. These medications work. They lower your blood pressure, they protect your heart, they save lives. But they also cause specific side effects that get quietly dismissed as just aging, when they are actually warning signs your body is sending you. Signs that your dose may be wrong. Signs that you may be on the wrong type of medication. Signs that a small adjustment could change how you feel every single day. Here is what your doctor probably did not explain at your last appointment. The 5 specific side effects of common blood pressure medications that doctors rarely discuss, the exact question you should ask at your next visit, and what you can do today to support healthy blood pressure without needing higher doses. This is not a video telling you to stop your blood pressure medication. Please do not do that. This is information that may explain why you feel the way you feel and what to do about it. Roughly 70% of Americans over 65 take some form of blood pressure medication. That is over 30 million people. And yet, in survey after survey, the majority report at least one side effect they have either never mentioned to their doctor or that their doctor has dismissed as just part of getting older. The 5 most common side effects are not rare. They are not edge cases. They are the documented, predictable, well-understood consequences of taking these medications long-term. And every senior on blood pressure medication deserves to know about them. Because once you know what to look for, you can have a real conversation with your doctor about whether your current medication is the right one for your body. Often, a small adjustment, a different dose, a different time of day, a different type of pill, dining TIs, can dramatically improve how you feel without changing your blood pressure control at all. Side effect 1: falls and dizziness. This is the most common, the most dangerous, and the most under-discussed. Blood pressure medication lowers the pressure in your blood vessels. But your blood pressure is not a fixed number. It changes constantly. When you stand up from a chair, get out of bed, or bend over to pick something up, your blood pressure has to adjust quickly to keep blood flowing to your brain. In a young, healthy body, this adjustment happens in a fraction of a second. In an older body, especially one taking blood pressure medication, this adjustment becomes slower and less precise. The result is a momentary drop in blood flow to the brain. Dizziness, lightheadedness, sometimes grabbing the counter to keep from falling. This is called orthostatic hypotension. In seniors taking blood pressure medication, it occurs up to 4 times more often than in seniors not taking medication. Falls in older adults are one of the leading causes of hospitalization, hip fractures, and death after 70. Blood pressure medication dosed too aggressively is one of the most preventable contributors to that risk. Most doctors never tell their patients this. They write the prescription, tell you to take it every morning, and do not explain that you should stand up slowly, hold on to something when getting out of bed, or that regular dizziness may mean your dose is too high. If you feel dizzy when you stand up, especially in the morning, especially after sitting for a while, that is your body telling you something. It deserves a conversation with your doctor. Side effect 2: persistent dry cough. This is specific to ACE inhibitors. Lisinopril is the most common. Others include enalapril, ramipril, and benazepril. If you take an ACE inhibitor and have a dry, nagging cough, especially at night, especially producing no phlegm, especially lasting weeks or months, your blood pressure medication is likely causing it. Up to 20% of people who take ACE inhibitors develop this cough. It can start within days or develop months or years later. It is your body's reaction to a specific chemical pathway ACE inhibitors block. The cough itself is harmless, but it is also unnecessary. ARBs, angiotensin receptor blockers, work similarly, lower blood pressure just as effectively, and do not cause the cough. Losartan is the most common. Others include valsartan, olmesartan, and telmisartan. Switching from an ACE inhibitor to an ARB takes 30 seconds for a doctor to write. It can end a cough that has been disrupting your sleep for years. But you have to ask. Many seniors live with the cough for a decade, never realizing it is caused by their blood pressure pill. Side effect 3. Swollen ankles. This is specific to calcium channel blockers. Amlodipine is by far the most common. Others include felodipine, nifedipine, and diltiazem. If you take amlodipine and your ankles swell, especially by end of day, in warm weather, or after long periods of standing or sitting, your blood pressure medication may be the cause. Calcium channel blockers relax the smooth muscle in your blood vessels. This lowers blood pressure effectively, but also relaxes small vessels in your legs, allowing fluid to leak into the tissue around your ankles and feet. Sometimes mild, sometimes severe enough that your shoes do not fit by evening. Many seniors assume the swelling is from aging, from being on their feet, from something they ate. They never connect it to their morning pill. Several alternatives exist. A different class of medication may control your blood pressure just as well without the swelling. Sometimes a small dose of a different medication balances the effect. Sometimes lowering the amlodipine dose is enough. But you have to ask. Side effect 4. Erectile dysfunction. For men over 60, blood pressure medication is one of the most common causes of erectile dysfunction. This affects relationships, self-esteem, and quality of life. The connection is well documented in medical literature, but rarely discussed by doctors with their male patients. Different medication classes carry different levels of risk. Beta blockers and diuretics are the most common offenders. ACE inhibitors and ARBs tend to have lower risk. Calcium channel blockers fall in the middle. If you are a man taking blood pressure medication and have noticed changes in this area, know two things. It may not be your age, it may be your medication, and it is fixable in many cases. Switching to a different class can resolve the issue completely for some men, but it requires the conversation. Your doctor has had it thousands of times. They will not be surprised. They will simply consider an alternative and write a new prescription. Side effect 5. Electrolyte depletion. This is specific to diuretics, sometimes called water pills. The most common is hydrochlorothiazide, often abbreviated HCTZ. Many seniors take it alone or combined with another blood pressure medication in the same pill. Diuretics make your kidneys excrete more water and salt, reducing blood volume and lowering blood pressure. But they also cause your body to lose potassium, sometimes sodium, sometimes magnesium. Low potassium in seniors causes symptoms that get blamed on other things: muscle cramps, fatigue, weakness, irregular or fluttering heartbeat, constipation, confusion. Many seniors live with these symptoms for years without realizing their blood pressure medication is depleting their potassium. In severe cases, low potassium is dangerous. It can cause life-threatening heart rhythm problems, putting you at higher cardiac risk even while taking the medication meant to protect your heart. This is why annual blood tests are critical for anyone on a diuretic. If your potassium is low, your doctor can add a supplement, switch you to a different diuretic, or switch medication classes entirely. If you take hydrochlorothiazide thiazide and have muscle cramps, fatigue, or an unusual heartbeat, ask your doctor for a blood test today. Those are the 5: falls and dizziness, persistent dry cough, swollen ankles, erectile dysfunction, electrolyte depletion. If you recognize one or more in your own experience, you are not imagining it. Your body is sending a real signal that deserves to be heard. Here is the exact question to ask your doctor. I take blood pressure medication, and I've been experiencing specific side effect. Could this be related to my medication, and is there a different option that might work just as well without causing this? It is respectful, specific, and opens a real conversation. Most doctors will respond well. They will consider your blood pressure numbers, other health conditions, and treatment history, and tell you honestly whether a medication adjustment is worth trying. Sometimes the answer is yes, let's try a different option. Sometimes it is, your current medication is the best fit for your situation. Both are valid, but you deserve to know. Before I continue, do me one quick favor. If you recognize one or more of these side effects in your own experience, type blood pressure in the comments below. I read every single comment, and your stories help me know what to make next for you. If you have already had this conversation with your doctor and changed medications successfully, type changed. Your experience helps other seniors who are wondering if it is worth bringing up. Take a moment to drop your word, and then stay with me, because what is coming next is just as important. Beyond the medication conversation, 5 lifestyle factors have been shown, in study after study, to lower blood pressure as effectively as a small dose of medication. These do not replace your medication, but they make it work better and can reduce the chance you will ever need a higher dose. Walking. 30 minutes a day, most days, at a pace that gets your breath slightly elevated. Seniors who walk 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week, can lower systolic blood pressure by 5 to 10 points within 2 to 3 months. That is sometimes the difference between needing 2 medications and needing 1. The DASH diet. More fruits, vegetables, whole grains, nuts and seeds, lean protein, low-fat dairy, and less salt. The combination has been shown to lower blood pressure as much as a first-line medication in some people. Sleep. Many seniors have undiagnosed sleep apnea. They wake up tired, snore loudly, and may stop breathing briefly without knowing it. Untreated sleep apnea is a major cause of stubborn high blood pressure. If your blood pressure has been difficult to control despite medication, ask your doctor about a sleep study. Stress management. Chronic stress raises cortisol, which raises blood pressure. A daily walk in nature, regular connection with people you love. A few minutes of slow breathing in the morning. These are measurable cardiovascular interventions, not soft suggestions. Potassium-rich foods. Many blood pressure medications deplete potassium. Eating potassium-rich foods daily helps balance this. The best sources: bananas, sweet potatoes, white beans, spinach, salmon, avocado, and yogurt. Here is what to do over the next 30 days. Write down the name, dose, and how long you have been taking each blood pressure medication. If you do not know, look at your pill bottles tonight. Note any of the 5 side effects. Write down what you have noticed and when it started. Schedule an appointment with your doctor specifically to discuss your blood pressure medication. Not a routine checkup, a focused conversation. Tell the office, I would like to discuss whether my current blood pressure medication is the best fit for me. Bring your list. Ask the question. Be specific and open to whatever your doctor recommends. Start one lifestyle change this week. Just one. One sustainable change beats 5 you cannot maintain. Blood pressure medication is a powerful tool. It has prevented millions of heart attacks and strokes. Do not stop it without medical guidance, but it can be optimized. The right medication, at the right dose, for the right person. That is the goal. The only way to get there is to have the conversation. When something does not feel right, that is information. When something has changed, that is information. Your doctor needs that information to give you the best care, but they cannot read your mind. You have to tell them. If this video helped you, share it with someone over 60 who takes a blood pressure pill every morning and has never thought to question how it is making them feel. Before you go, I want you to remember one thing today. You are not just a patient who follows orders. You are an adult with a body that talks to you every day in the language of symptoms. When something doesn't feel right, that is information. When something has changed, that is information. You have the right to know. You have the right to ask. And you have the right to a body that feels its best, not just one with controlled blood pressure numbers. Take wonderful care of yourself, my friend. Have the conversation, ask the question, and remember, the best years of your life are still ahead. I will see you in the next video. God bless you.